You ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
Okay. I am going to call the meeting to order. Roxanne, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. Davis,
Yeah, here.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Here.
Mrs. Engel,
Here.
Mr. Malone,
Here.
Mr. Marshall, Mrs. McGrattan,
Here.
Mr. Sebelia,
Here.
Mr. Soms,
Here.
Mr. Washington.
Here.
8 here, 1 absent.
I will entertain a motion at this time from somebody from the Finance Committee.
This is Councilor Soms, and I make a motion to appoint Assistant Finance Director in Stammel as Treasurer to fill a vacancy left by the retirement of Nancy Gosselin, effective June 18, 2020, in accordance with the Mayor's staffing plan as proposed in the fiscal year 2020-2021 budget.
Councilor Ingalls seconds.
The motion's been made and seconded. Councilor Soms.
Okay, so we are here tonight because we did not pass this on the first go round. I'm not going to restate my objections. I do want to say that we are out of time to do anything differently. Finance, for a number of reasons, did not propose an alternative, and I take responsibility for that. And I want to remind the councilors that we can reappoint the treasurer at any time and at least once a year going forward. And also, I have complete confidence in the employee, this council, this mayor, and the present relations that we have. So what we're doing is saving approximately $40,000 by combining responsibilities between the assistant finance director, the existing treasurer position, and the fiscal assistant 2 position. This will, as I said, save the town about $40,000. And since the treasurer is retiring in less than a month, we need to get Mr. Stammel trained, and the assistant treasurer is ready to do that. So effective Monday, if this passes, he will begin training, and we should be in good shape to move forward. What have I forgotten?
John's here.
Okay, hearing none. Roxanne, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Engel,
Yes.
Mr. Malone,
Yes.
Mr. Marshall,
Yes.
Mrs. McGrattan,
No.
Mr. Sebelia,
No.
Mr. Soms,
No.
Mr. Washington, Mr. Washington. All right, we'll come back to him. He
Yes.
might have got.
Yes.
Okay, there you are. Great, thanks. Mrs. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Dombrowski.
Yes.
6 in favor, 3 opposed.
Motion carries. Next item.
This is Councilor Soms. I move to adopt a proposed fiscal year 2020-2021 budget in the amount of $60,135,758, comprised of a general government budget of $26,946,338 and a Board of Education budget of $33,189,420.
Is there a
Councilor
second?
Ingalls seconds.
Thank you. So this is a budget that we've worked on since March, and the town employees, the mayor and his staff have worked on it long before that, as well as the Board of Ed. This budget represents a $0 increase to the residents, and we believe that that is important because given the COVID crisis, the southeastern Connecticut is experiencing as much as 30% unemployment. This is no time for a tax increase. The way we've managed to present this budget is in addition to cutting line items where possible, we are also balancing it by taking some money out of our undesignated fund, which is also known as the rainy day fund. And if there was ever a rainy day, this is it. I do have one change that I would like to make. I would like to restore $10,000 to the Gales Ferry Fire Department capital reserve, or SIP, Capital Improvement Program budget of $10,000. This money is being set aside to purchase a new generator in the event that we need to replace the Gales Ferry Fire Station generator. The building was built by the Gales Ferry Fire Company. It's owned by the fire company. They raised the funds to do that, but the town did contribute a generator many years ago. This $10,000 was originally cut out of the budget, out of the capital budget. Putting it back will not change the mill rate. It will not change the expenses or the revenue. And my proposal is that we take $10,000 out of the capital undesignated fund, which is over $360,000 right now. I had a discussion with the mayor about this, and I welcomed his comments. He and I agreed that while the Gales Ferry Fire Company is planning to set aside enough money to purchase a generator that would power the whole building, the mayor and I both agree that a replacement generator that powers what we power now would be more appropriate. There are many other details we could go into. The budget is not, the generator is not in danger or in need of replacement at this time. This is just something we do, as we do with many large dollar ticket items. We set money aside every year so that we have the money on hand when we need it. So again, I'm proposing that we change the budget slightly by restoring $10,000 in the capital. That's capital improvement program for Gales Ferry Fire Station. It does not change the numbers in this budget that I just proposed, and it does not change the mill rate.
I would like, if I could have some clarification, that in fact the Finance Committee approved that already. And so the budget you forwarded to us for this meeting, you shouldn't be doing that again. You've already done it, correct?
Well, yes, Councilor Davis. The reason I did it again is I proposed it, but we didn't actually vote on it. We don't normally vote when we adjust a budget before presenting it. You know, we make lots of changes through the month. I proposed it, and as chair of the meeting, I then called for a vote on the budget, but we didn't really discuss any opposition or actually take a vote on that. So I just wanted to make sure that the Finance Committee members were not opposed to it. I'm sure they would have spoken up if they were. But I also, because it's very late in the game, I want to make sure that the full council hears about this too, and the mayor is here so he can weigh in as well.
Okay, it's a little bit unusual. Normally, what we vote on is the Finance Committee's approved budget. Okay, so
we did approve the budget, but the finance director wasn't present to make the changes in the spreadsheet, so that's why I brought it up again.
Okay, and then my second question was in fact, the budget the way it is, if it stayed the same, would represent a reduction in the mill rate. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. There is $97,000 extra. Let me say that differently. There was an extra $97,000 on the expense side that was entered twice. So the expense side has come down by $97,000, and that represents about a 0.09 rate reduction in the mill rate.
Okay. Because that's the question, of course, everybody always asks.
Yeah, right.
So we'll have that information. The other thing I should mention is that Roxanne has kindly agreed to, when this meeting is over, she will send the budget to Regina, who will immediately, hopefully, post it. Since our public hearing is Monday night, this is most unusual that we don't have a budget so short in advance. Usually it is available about a week or so in advance. So we want to make sure we get this out and shared. And that looks like we can have that happen. Correct, Roxanne?
That is correct. And I don't know if you just saw, but the mayor put in a chat showing that the projected rate is going to be, I think it was 4%. I know.
I'm sorry. Oh, in the chat. Thank you. All righty. Any discussion, further discussion? So I'm sorry, I say any further discussion and then I speak up again. Are you going to do that in the form of amendment, Councilor Psalms?
Yes, I'm happy to do that. So I would like to amend this budget in the capital improvement budget only. And let me make that motion formally. I have one ready to go here. I move to restore the generator funding for the Gales Ferry Firehouse by moving $10,000 from CNR undesignated fund to the CIP line for this Gales Ferry generator, reducing the CNR undesignated fund to $363,796.
Is there a second for the amendment?
Counselor Ingalls seconds.
Okay. So Councilor Ingalls seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none. Roxanne, would you call the roll? This is on the amendment.
Mr. Malone,
Yes.
Mr. Marshall,
Yes.
Mrs. McGrattan,
Yes.
Mr. Sebelia,
Yes.
Mr. Psalm,
Yes.
Mr. Washington,
Yes.
Mrs. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Dombrowski,
No.
Mrs. Ingalls.
Yes.
8 in favor, 1 not opposed.
The amendment passes. Discussion on the main motion. Hearing none. Roxanne, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Marshall,
Yes.
Mrs. McGrattan,
Yes.
Mr. Sebelia,
Yes.
Mr. Psalm,
Yes.
Mr. Washington,
Yes.
Mrs. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Dombrowski,
Yes.
Mrs. Ingalls.
Yes.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Motion carries. Next item.
I move to adopt a proposed fiscal year 2020-2021 water operations budget in the amount of $895,575.70.
Is there a second, please?
Councilor
Second.
Malone.
Motion's made and seconded. Discussion?
So the WPCA moved this budget forward quite some time ago. The only point of note is that there will be a rate increase from Groton Utilities towards the end of the fiscal year that is anticipated to have minimal impact on expenses. And the WPCA will presumably, at least they've been talking about, having a rate increase to keep up. It's very slight. The bottom line for the residents, or actually the ratepayers, will be about 2%, and that's if it is approved by the town. Other than that, this budget is well done. The WPCA has been setting money aside for future infrastructure. They've been demolishing a lot of equipment that's been sitting around for years. It's unused and a hazard. They are doing a great job. So I support this budget.
Good to hear. Any questions?
Yeah,
Discuss-
quick question, Linda.
Yes.
Bill, it's been some time since we talked about the maintenance on the water tower, on the water tank. I believe it had to be painted or re-epoxied at some point a couple years ago. Has there been any further discussion on how we're going to cover that cost or when it's going to be done?
They have been setting money aside. There has not been recent discussion, Councilor Marshall, about when they're going to do that, but I believe the time has come. That tower went up in, I'm going to say 2006. So it is due for painting, and that is not something we should be letting go. So I will take that back to the WPCA and ask about their plans.
Yeah, I think it was a 10-year cycle on that. I think that I believe the 10 years has come and gone. So I'm just curious as to where we are at with that.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years. Groton Utilities does do tank inspections, but what has to be inspected and paid attention to is the interior of the tank. So they have been monitoring that. But again, I'll bring that up and see where we stand. They have been discussing it. They just don't have a date yet.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Oops, any other questions, comments? Roxanne, would you call the roll, please?
Mrs. McGrattan? Mr. Sebelia?
Yes.
Mr. Song?
Yes.
Mr. Washington?
Yes.
Mrs. Davis?
Is that me?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Dombrowski?
Yes.
Mrs. Ingles?
Yes.
Mr. Malone?
Yes.
Mr. Marshall?
Yes.
9 in favor, 0 opposed.
Motion carries. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn and remind everybody that we have a public hearing on Monday night. Spread the word so we have, hopefully we have some people tune in. Since we're not going to have a vote, it would be nice to have a little crowd anyway. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Kevin Dombrowski.
Motion's made and seconded. This meeting is adjourned without exception.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good weekend, everybody. Good night.
Take care.
Everyone.
Good night, everybody.